Let's take a look at one of our favorite companies. So Tesla closed at 338.23, down 36 cents. Post-market up almost $1. So let's take a look at what this means on our chart. So again, cannot break 348.29. So 348.29, this should be red. This resistance is still valid. It was, it ceased to be valid last Friday and yesterday. But apparently this was, this was a fluke. So we had buyers that came in, but now the balance is, the power is now back in the hands of the sellers, and the buyers don't have to pay more than 348.29 to get a share. This is what this line means. We don't have to pay. If you want to buy a Tesla share right now, you can get one for less than 348.29. If you wanted to buy on Friday and yesterday, at some point the price was higher, but right now the price is coming back. So we are into what we call a congestion zone between 309 and 360.65, and what's supposed to be happening in a congestion zone is that effectively the price is zigzagging between the two lines. The real buy signal, if you don't own any Tesla stock and you want to buy some, you have a few choices. You can say, well, okay, I'm going to buy close to support. Close to support, it's supposed to go up, so I'm going to chance it and buy close to support, hoping that it's going to continue. And then we could be caving in again to 360.65 as we did twice already. So this is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, you can say, well, I'm going to wait until we break 360.65. If we break 360.65 and also this line right here, because this is another pattern that's at play, which is a bullish channel. So the price as a whole is increasing. And so we need to break this line as well as this line. If we break these two, then we can say, okay, the buyers are taking over, and now there are so many buyers compared to the sellers that the price needs to go higher. So this is an indication that the stock becomes more valuable. So if this happens, you can say, yes, I'm going to get in there. And conversely, if we break 309, then you can say, okay, we are probably going back to this support right here, part of this bullish channel, because we are just outside of this congestion zone. We have multiple patterns at play at the same time. We have this one here, we have that one here. So these are the numbers. These are the numbers that you need to remember. 360.65 and 309. Aside from that, Tesla is in a good position. Last time we had the move up when we broke 194.35. Look at this here. We were making a top. We had a little bit of a fluke here, but we were making a top. Boom, we broke that top. We went higher and we stayed there for a couple of weeks. And then we had some weakening. Then we followed this support right here, bouncing on it with sometimes bigger jumps, sometimes lower jumps. And then boom, we had this other move. And now this one is zigzagging a little bit more than what we did here. Zigzagging, and we'll see what happens. We could be going to the support side right here. So we could theoretically stay put until March, until when we start to go higher. Or we could be breaking, as I said, 360.65 or 309. Of course, if we start breaking 309 right here in January, well, there's not much profit to be made to catch this. And then if we have a rebound on the support. So we always need to look at the context. So right now, if we have a break at 309, then we could go from 309 to maybe 274. So, that's a $25, more than $25 move. So that's pretty good. If we are breaking it close here, as I said, then maybe it's just too small to bother with that move. And nobody knows exactly what is going to happen. When are we going to break 360, 65? Nobody knows. I don't know. But I know that 360, 65 is an important number because the market told me that we are caving in to that number, and it did that in the past. We caved in to that number, we caved in. So the market is telling me. So 360 is important. I don't know when, but when it happens, that's the time to move. That's the time to go in. So yeah, in terms of indicators, everything is super great on the daily chart. Everything is still bullish. And on the 1 hour chart, we have weakening. We don't have stochastic over 60. When we don't have stochastic over 60, we need to be careful. And as a matter of fact, yeah, I don't think I've talked about it that much, but this is something that people that are following my channel know. So when we had this move on the 1 hour chart right here, we had stochastic over 60. So this was a valid move. And then we started losing stochastic. And then we could have stayed above 348.29, but we just went a little bit lower. So the first sign that things were not going to hold is losing stochastic. Because if we lose 348.29, it's clear that the price went lower. But stochastic is a foreteller. It foretells what's happening. So when we have a weakening on stochastic, before we have a loss of support, you can say, well, okay, I'm going to sell just in case. Or you can wait until we actually close lower than 348.29. So yeah, so nothing's bad with Tesla. Nothing's bad with Tesla at all. Let's take a look at the rest of the market to see if things are in sync with that. VIX continuing down 14. We should be having stocks go super high. Of course, we can always have exceptions, like Tesla is an exception because each company has its own story. But as a whole, when the VIX goes down, stock market goes up. Bonds, we have been looking at bonds, you know, they have been going higher and higher since September. Now they cannot break this downward resistance, touching this, goes down. And this time also, it's going down. This is what it's supposed to do. We never know if it's going to do it. If it breaks it, then it's telling us that it does not want to do it. But now it's telling us that it wants to do it because it did it. Dow Jones continuing higher and higher, very strong. S&P 500 also strong, close to resistance, but it's not breaking it, but it's kind of continuing very close to it. Nasdaq, same thing. Good day today. We are above the first resistance. We have a second one. We'll see if we reach it. Let's just be patient to see what next is going to happen. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.